I can't predict how long the strike will go on. The strike will go on as long as necessary. We have an objective in mind. The objective is to preserve the San Antonio Symphony Orchestra. The objective is to achieve a fair contract for the musicians, one that will allow us to return to the stage and will also not guarantee the demise of the orchestra. Also will not take away health insurance from 40% of the orchestra in the middle of a pandemic. How long that's going to take, I don't know. As long as necessary, I guess. I want to make a couple of really strong points based on what you just said. It is not for the musicians to decide to end the strike. It is for an agreement to be reached that would remove the necessity for the strike. That's number one. And number two, the ball is not in the musicians' court right now. They gave us this completely intolerable proposal, chopping up the orchestra, and requested that we bring it to the musicians for a vote, which we did. And the musicians unanimously rejected that proposal. So their response to that was to declare impasse and impose the terms of the proposal, which had been unanimously rejected, to which we called a strike. So if you're following the tennis match here, the ball is in their court. And I understand through the grapevine that they seem to be waiting for the musicians to come to them with another proposal, which I have said to them and I have said to the media, we can't talk about a proposal until you withdraw this, remove your last, best, and final offer and withdraw the imposed terms. Because the phrase last, best, and final, you have just slammed the door, you have made it very clear, you have nothing more to say, you have no interest in hearing what we have to say. How are we supposed to how could any reasonable person expect us to come up with a proposal while this last, best, and final offer is imposed? Words have meanings.
Yeah.
And they used those words. They are the ones who chose to use those words. They are the only ones who can retract those words. We did give them a proposal. As far as I'm concerned, as far as the musicians are concerned, our proposal is still on the table. It contained a 17% cut, and I don't know in what world a 17% cut would not be considered a significant concession. It contained a call for a joint fundraising effort, and it explicitly said that everything in it was negotiable. The truth is that if they care at all about having any kind of a professional orchestra in San Antonio, they will back off of this idea, because it is 100% guaranteed that they will not only not get what they want, they will not have an orchestra at all. If they succeed in their imposition of this destructive, dividing the orchestra, first of all, there will be 26 colleagues of yours and mine, all of whom took the same audition process you and I did, all of whom have learned their instruments to a very high level, honed their craft, gone to the best schools, same as you, same as me. And those 26 people will lose their health insurance, lose their benefits, and see their salary slashed by 2/3 to just over $11,000. Now, how many of those colleagues do you think are going to stick around? I think not very many. And I think anybody who can leave will leave, which is most of them. And they will move to other cities, take jobs in other orchestras. They could go back to their home city and make more money than that teaching and freelancing. So they will leave, and how will we replace them? Nobody is going to come take an audition for no benefits and $11,000 a year with a management that has already proven it's disloyal. So we will not be able to replace these extremely highly qualified artistic colleagues with musicians at that level, because they won't come. So that's the 26. Now let's talk about the 42-member core. I hate even talking about this because I don't want to even give the idea that I take this seriously. I do not take this seriously. This proposal, we will not ever agree to it. Among the people who would supposedly comprise the core, by doing it by seniority, there are quite a few people in it who are either at retirement age already or very close to it. There are also other people, I've heard from several other colleagues who are saying the same thing I am saying, which is if this were to ever be imposed, which it won't be, but if it were ever to be imposed, I will resign. I cannot stay on stage in the knowledge that my seat was retained at the expense of 26 of my equally deserving, artistically gifted, and hardworking colleagues. It's a moral issue. Now, how do you think they're going to replace the people who are either going to retire or perhaps win another audition or resign on principle? How are they going to replace those people? They're not. Nobody will come to San Antonio to audition for a $24,000 a year job with a management that has a proven track record of disloyalty.